Hi, back again. So last night I put the mortar down and placed all these mosaic slate tiles down where I wanted them in front of my fireplace. And so they're set, good and set. So tonight what I'm going to do is put the grout on top of it. And I went ahead and got the ready to use grout from Menards. And I got the charcoal gray. You can see the label there. So it's basically just ready for me to open up and start using it. I also got a economy grout float. It's got like a rubber pad here. Makes the application really simple. You also will need a sponge. And it is important apparently to get a sponge specifically for grout. So that's what I did. And then I have a bucket of water here so that I can wipe it off when I'm done. So from everything that I've watched, it says that it's really important to get the sponge wet, wring it completely out, and then to swipe once on this side and then once on the other side, and that's it. And then rinse and repeat. So first we'll start applying the grout, and then we'll see what happens from there. So I'm going to pop open this jar of grout. And I chose charcoal gray because you can't see it from right there, but that's the color of my mantle and my furniture. So, and many of the tiles in here are actually charcoal colored too, although there's a variety of colors also. So they said to just dig in, and it's nice and stiff, kind of sandy, grainy, and they say just work it in. Work it all over. You want to get it in all the little creases and seams. So you fill it all up with this colored grout so it looks nice and pretty when you're done. So I'm just going to start in a small section over here, and then I'll work the grout in, and then we'll wipe it off with the sponge, and then I'll work on another section. I think that's probably the easiest way to see how it's going to work out. Kind of some deep grooves over at the very edge where the old brick used to be, so I'm trying to make sure I get those filled up really well. And I'm just kind of aggressively rubbing it in, just scraping it over the tiles. I've just about got this little section done here. I don't think you have to be real particular as long as you make sure you're getting it on all the seams. So then I'm just going to scrape off, the excess off of the grout float here. And then I'm going to go at kind of an angle and just kind of scoop off the excess off the top of the stones. Until it's just a really thin layer on top of it. As I'm going along, if I'm finding places where I'm scraping it off and they still look like they're not totally filled in, then I'm just kind of smushing it down in there. A little bit more right there. You can see that I'm taking quite a bit off now that I've got it packed on there good. Now I know all the seams in this little section are filled. I'm going to get all this excess off the top so that I can wipe it off really well with the sponge, because that's the next step. And I have never worked with this stuff before, so this is a totally new experience for me. Hopefully we won't have any major mishaps. I think this might be a little bit more challenging because these stones are uneven, and that's the way they're meant to be. That's one of the things I kind of liked about it. At first I thought, well, probably want them to be totally smooth, right? And then I thought, well, nobody really needs to be standing that close to the fireplace anyway, so if they're uncomfortable to stand on, my kids will stay away. So I kind of liked that they were a little bit unlevel. Plus it just kind of gives it a little more character, I thought. So, but I think it is making it a little bit trickier to get in all the grooves. Okay, so now it looks like I am ready. Got my little rag here, wipe myself off a little bit. Looks like I'm ready to start with the sponge. So I'm just going to dip it, get it really soaked well, and then wring it out good. Make sure there's just not any water left in it, so it's nice and dry. I guess I did more than one little swipe, but we'll see. I'm starting to get down where I can see the stones. So you do not want to get too much water on there because it'll discolor the grout, and we don't want that. So. If you can see, I'll bring you up close in just a minute, make sure that you can see what I'm actually getting here. You can see it's starting to pull up nicely. All the seams are filled and starting to get the stones cleaned off really nice. So I think it's going to look really nice when I'm done. I'm just going to keep working the sections like this, and we will go from there. So I'm going to pause you right now and keep working on this for a while, and then I'll turn it back on and we can see the progress.